Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be learning about logarithms. All right, it is a new notation for us that helps us solve for x in different situations. So make sure that you have your notes, a pen and a pencil, and a calculator. All right, let's get started. So we're going to be talking about new notation. So you have to make sure that you have this written down in your notes, please. We're going to go from exponential form to logarithmic form. Now remember, we have exponential form. We have a base, an exponent, and a value that it equals. So if we look at these, here, right here in this number 2, this is our base. The 4 represents our exponent. And then the 6 is our value that it equals. So when we want to rewrite this in log form, our goal here is to isolate the exponent. We want to get it alone. So that's very, very important for us to know. So when we rewrite in log form, we're going to start with the word log so that we know that's what form we're working with. After we find our log, we always say log base and a number. So since we're saying base, we're going to use our base number and we're going to put it below our log. It's very important that it's not written next to it. It's like subscript. It's written lower. So log base 2. Now we're going to put in our value. So log base 2 of 16 equals, now we were getting our exponent alone, so our exponent is going to be the only thing on the other side of the equal sign. So it equals 4. So if we rewrite these other two, we're going to start with log. And then here is our base. Our base is 10, so it's log base 10. Then we work with our value, so we're going to put another 10 here, equals, we always put our exponent by itself. So equals 1. So for this last one, we're going to get log base, there's our base, so log base 3. And we're going to write our value. So our value is 1. Log base 3 of 1 equals, and remember that's whatever our exponent is, and our exponent is 0. So now that's how we're going to be rewriting. We're going to be doing that a lot, going from exponential form to log form. So make sure you have this down. If you have any questions, make sure you jot them down and you ask, okay? All right, moving on. So when we're doing logarithmic equations, we need to isolate the exponent. That's so very important. We're getting the exponent alone. So when we're solving this is what we're thinking. If we want to rewrite it in exponential form, our base right here, right, is 3. So we're thinking 3. Now we don't know what our exponent is. That's our x. Okay, so 3 to the x power equals 9. So if we think to ourselves, well, 3 to the what power equals 9? Well, if we rewrite this, it's 3 what to the second power equals 9. So x equals 2. So if we look at this one, we're solving for x again. So we have 4 to the x power equals 16. Well, 4 to the first power is 4. 4 to the second power is 16. So 4 squared equals 16. So x equals 2 once again. If we keep going, let's look at this one. This one's a little bit trickier. So we want it to equal x. So my base number here is 4. So I have 4 to the x power equals my value, which is 2. Now, if we think about this, 4 to the first power is 4. 4 to the second power is 16, so we're going the wrong direction. If we would think about it as like 4 to the negative power, that'd be like 1/4. This one here, we're going to have 4 to the 1/2 equals 2. Because if we remember, 1/2 is saying the square root of 4, which equals 2. So in this case, x equals 1/2. All right, moving on to our last one. We need to find x. So we want to find what that exponent is. When we plug that in, we're going to get 3 to the x equals -1. So we know that if we would plug in 3 to the first, we would just get 3, or we're going to get larger. Our goal is to get into the negatives. If we would say like a negative exponent, for example, so 3 to the -1, well, we know negative exponents only make us put our power on the bottom, so that's just going to be 1/3. So neither of these work. So in some cases, ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to work. So in this case, for this one, make sure we have all these examples down, by the way. This one's going to be no solution. All right, no solution on this one. So please make sure you guys have all of these examples written down. All right, moving on. Here we go. So our calculator has limitations. All right, our calculators, by the way, you guys, you don't have to write this down, okay? No need to write this page down. Our calculators, though, have limitations. There are infinitely many logs that could be calculated. So we just went through a few of them, and we could figure them out in our heads. But now, log base 3 of 8, what does that equal? Well, we're not sure, because we know log base 2 is not, or excuse me, 3 squared is 9, and 3 to the -2 would be 1/9. But we're not sure how to do this. So, unfortunately, most standard calculators are only programmed to calculate logs with a base of 10, which is called our common log. So we have this wonderful formula that we can plug things into so that we can use all of our calculators. So this slide, please make sure you get this written down, please. It's called the change of base formula, and it is used to calculate the logs on our calculator. Now this is what the change of base formula is. It's log base A of the B value equals log base 10 of B all over log base 10 of A. Okay, so everybody needs to make sure you have this in your notes. Okay? Here we go. Now, this are going to help us calculate our value on the following. So, I need to make sure that you guys have this whole table written into your notes, please. And we're going to go through each example. So the first one is log base 3 of 81. So we're wondering, what would we type into our calculator? We're going to write log base 10 of, now remember, this is one that gets written on top of 81 all over log base 10. Now the small one gets written on the bottom, 3. And we're just going to type this into our calculator, and it's going to shoot out an answer for us, and it's going to be 4. Now, exponential form, what does it mean? We can go back and we can check, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we can check. So we have 3, which is our base. This is our exponent. So we can check. So 3 to the 4th power does indeed equal 81. We are correct. Let's go to our next one. So once again, we have log base 10 of our value, so 10, all over log base 10 right here of 2. Type that into our calculator, and we get approximately 3.32. So we're going to type that in. So I have base is 2, my exponent is 3.32. Plug that into our calculator, we're going to get 10. All right, this next one, I want us to take a second and look at, because if we look at this one, our log, our base is already 10. So there really is no need for us to type this into our calculator any differently. So we're just going to type in log base 10 of 1. And then that'll give us our answer. In this case, our answer is 0. So when we check this, we have our base, which is 10, our exponent, which is 0, equals 1. So we're good to go there. All right, moving on to the next one. So we have, now I want to show you guys something. Log base 10, since it's our common log, can also just be written as log. We don't even have to put that base 10. So that's something that if you guys don't like putting that base 10, you don't have to do. So log base 10 of 2 all over log base 10 of 64. Type that into our calculator. I'm going to write this one as a fraction, so we get approximately 1/6. Now if we type that into our calculator, it's going to be our base number, which is 64 to the 1/6 power equals 2. Alright, moving on to our last example. Here we go. Rewrite this one in log base form. So we have log, and our base is 3, all over log base 10 of 8. So you type that in your calculator. We're going to get log base 10 of 3. Actually, you guys, I want you to figure out this one, so make sure you know how to type it in your calculator, and we will check this one tomorrow right away when you walk in. So I want you guys to type this last one in your calculator, see what you do. Make sure you check it in exponential form. And that is all I have for you today. Have a wonderful, fabulous day, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye.